Hi, it's Brad. Well, I've received a number of requests to put together a quick video regarding how I built my temporary Starlink Mini dish mount for my SR22T that's back here behind me. This is a temporary mount, as I mentioned. It's non-permanent, does not alter the aircraft or any of the aircraft systems or components in any way, shape, or form. So very temporary, can be taken out without the use of tools in a matter of a few seconds. I would ask that you please keep this video private. This is a publicly available link, but it is not actually listed anywhere. So feel free to share with friends or things like that. But please don't post it to Facebook or anything of that nature. Also, any liability with this, I'm showing what I did, how I did it, how I put it together, what my rationale was with it. Obviously, your own mileage may vary. It's your own liability. It's your own airplane. What you choose or don't choose to do with any of this information. This is merely insight as to what I did in my own setup that I think works very, very well. There will be a complete build list of materials that I used, along with links to be able to purchase those from third parties. I'm not selling anything with this. Don't make a dime, no monetization, anything of that nature. The list of the build materials, cuts, things like that will all be in the description of this YouTube video. So with that, let's get going and I'll show you the components. Okay, so let's start out first with power. Onboard power with a convenience jack or USB ports is not sufficient. We need about 60 watts of power for startup of the dish, about 15 to 20 continuous. I use these Anchor 737 units. They do a great job. Just plug the USB-C into here. These will actually power a Starlink unit for about 3.5 hours. As we come around here to the cargo area, you can see that part of the beauty of this mount is it actually does not take up or impede upon your cargo space at all. You will see I have a reflector unit. This is really for covering up. So if I'm parked somewhere, kind of cover up, protect, deflect some of the heat and sunlight from the dish itself. So here we are at the actual mount. We'll go through the build process. This is actually two separate pieces of Schedule 80 pipe. It's basically electrical pipe, thicker than the Schedule 40. You'll find that was done intentionally for the stability aspect. On the sides of here, as we come in, these are our cargo hooks. Right here, you'll see that I've got some zip ties. The important thing to note here is this zip tie. There's a little tab right here. I can touch that tab. This whole thing will come off immediately. This makes it removable without tools. Basically, I drilled a hole, you can kind of see it in there, and just run the zip tie through and up onto this cargo hook area. These other zip ties are here, honestly, just to prevent any type of movement kind of upward at all. Our other latch here on the child safety latch prevents that. This is more or less just a redundancy. You'll see with these two cuts, with this cut and with this cut, these cargo hooks are slightly kind of canted inward. So I did take a grinder and I did the grinding on this side and then this side. So you can see it's hard on the camera, but hopefully you can pick it up that there is actually a slight incline. Basically makes this rig essentially fit up into here where it's basically nice and snug up against there. I then used a company called Orbit, these T units. And nice thing with these is that everything in here rotates, spins, and you can turn this, get the perfect type of angle on things. They do have a removal tool, which I'll also link to. So if you mess up a cut or something, you're not using glue or any of that. You're just sliding this thing in. They actually have a little tool that you can just slip right in here that would actually allow you to disassemble this. Again, you don't need tools if you're taking out the entire mount though. I want to make that really clear. This is just in the build process that you could use this particular tool. Obviously for cutting the PVC pipe, you're going to want PVC cutter versus a saw or something that will make your life 10 times easier. Use these as opposed to glue, because again, I could do a lot of trial and error. I could pull things out real easily in a second if I needed to. No glues back here, no mess, none of that. This whole thing, I could actually disassemble both of these brackets probably in a matter of, I don't know, 30 seconds if I needed to pull them apart. Of course, I don't need to do. What you've got here now, firm pipe coming across straight to these cargo hooks. You've got this PVC lock bracket. Did use some kind of plastic paint just because I like things to look nice. And that took, I don't know, 5 minutes to dry. Super quick drying stuff. So basically the crossbars here, This then goes up, and you have another bar going straight up and down to another T bracket unit. On this T, again, painted this one. Now we go up into basically the pole mount that comes with the Starlink dish. And as you can see, there's probably, I'll get the more exact measurements, probably about 3 inches here that goes up just to have something to put this onto, just basically little thumb screw to screw the thing down. So that's all there is on this front part of here. Well, I needed something to make this stable. And in order to do so, I basically built a cross bracket. And the cross bracket that's here essentially comes out. It comes all the way back here. So now you'll see up here, you can slightly see there is the child safety latch anchor point. That's what I'm using for stability. So this basically does not move back and forth at all, doesn't really go up and down at all. Very, very firm, could be in terrible turbulence in the Rocky Mountains, and this thing is not going to move an inch. In my case, I also have a Zoleo satellite communicator that I put on the same post. Most people will not have that. I happen to have included that in my install, but wanted to show in terms of removal and things like that. These are just literally wing nuts. So I essentially used coming down through here, these are 1/4 inch screws, used 3 of these that are 2 inches long, put those 2. Now on top here, let's see if I can take this, I have 2 T brackets. They're 3-inch T brackets. And what I did, I basically sandwiched between them. I have T bracket, then I have these rubber washers, and I also have rubber washers here then as well on the other side, which basically makes it where these T's make just a nice almost sandwiching of the child safety bracket there. So they sandwich to give it that nice that nice kind of firm grasp on there. And they're not like bent sideways or anything because of the use of those washers. Obviously have other washers as well down here with the wing nuts just to keep stuff from moving around. At the center of here, so there are actually, this third one you'll see is actually coming straight through the center of that child safety hook. So while that's really not needed, even just the force of clamping down on here would actually take care of things fine. I put this in really as even another safety mechanism. Reason that is important is if something else fails, you now have something that absolutely is not going to be moving anywhere. So again, just a redundancies. I did use 2 of these little T brackets that are on here. Between all that, the reason for the T as well is also these 2 basically screws. They do keep it from moving back and forth. I'm literally putting a bunch of pressure right now, and it is not moving even a millimeter. So makes it really, really solid. Here into the Starlink dish, we actually have, this is a 20 volt. It's important, don't buy the 12 volt, they won't work. I bought a bunch of these different things. Get a 20 volt adapter, it to the 2.1, basically DC plug from USB-C. This is a 15-foot USB-C cable. And the USB-C cable that's here, actually I run up to the front area, and that is a 100-watt USB-C cable. So with all of that, and I'll come back here, see if I can get another view just coming up. Basically what you end up with is a Starlink dish mount that, again, is not moving anywhere. As I pull this around, it's not going anywhere. Super, super nice and firm, but yet at the exact same time, I can come here. I can take this one wing nut and literally just spin it. I can take these 2, loosen them, half of a turn, do a click here and a click over here, and this entire mount would come out in just a matter of a few seconds. It is something that I think in probably 10 seconds or less could be pulled out, so it meets every definition of the word temporary in here. And that is really all there is to it. And when we come back out of here, we will come back around. You can actually see it nicely there in the back window. And just absolutely perfect. You can do turns, you can go up, go down, go north, south, east, west, however you turn, you just get great, great, great reception. Again, nice and clean, does not take up any kind of room that's notable at all. Weighs practically nothing. We're talking about this entire rig being basically like 4 pounds or less. So super, super lightweight. Plenty of clearance to the window. We've got literally an entire hand length between the window and this dish. So even if it did move, which again, it's not moving, but even if it did, really no chance at all of it ever touching the window or causing any damage to that back window there. Not ever, ever, ever. So wanted to build something that was really, really robust, yet at the same time, temporary, removable, and really, really easy to pop back in and install more on an as-needed basis. So that's all there is to it. We're set. We've got a temporary Starlink mini mount in the Cirrus now. Really quick and easy. It literally, well, it looks so almost rudimentary simple to put this stuff together, and it actually is. I don't know how many cuts it took me in measurements and buying a ton of different components. Took quite a bit of time actually to put it together. The end result, however, though, I think that if I were to build one again, knowing what I know today, probably would take me, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes to do the entire thing. Super, super quick and easy. So hope that this helps you, and everybody fly safe, enjoy. Hope you're all having a great summer. Thanks. Bye-bye.